Hey guys, what's happening? It's time for another episode of Indie Invasion Shorts. Good to have you guys here. If you guys are watching this later, thanks for joining me. If you're not live, so as you can see, I'm solo tonight, while my co-host and partner in crime, Eric, is thoroughly enjoying his fun at Adepticon. Hopefully, spending way too much money and having way too good of a time. I wish I could be at Adepticon with him, but alas, I am not. So that's okay. But he and Alan are both up there. I've gotten a few pictures, so that's pretty cool. Pretty excited about that for those guys, and hopefully I'll be able to make it back up there next year. So I don't know what to wait a few minutes for whoever's watching. Jump into the comments and let me know what you guys have been working on. I got some cool stuff to go over tonight. Actually, just finished putting together a video and posting it up on the Twisted YouTube channel. I don't even have a bell, so I can't even do the Twisted thing. Hey, Alder, what's happening, sir? Welcome. I actually don't. My coffee cup is over there. I meant to fix a cup of coffee before I started, and I forgot. But I got some cool stuff to go over today. As far as stuff that I've been working on, I've actually. Well, the video that I posted is a lot of what I was working on was over on the Twisted YouTube channel. I got right here, actually, this model right here. This is Shrike. I know you can't really see him, but this is Shrike from the Twisted line for the Dickensians. And this guy is done in COCast. So, that's the new process. They're actually at Adepticon right now, doing a whole bunch of stuff, doing some sample things, but obviously you're not going to be able to see the detail. If you want to see the detail, you can go over to the Twisted channel and watch the video that I just did over there. But I can show you this is one cool thing about them is they hold the detail just like resin. But the cool thing about it is where this thing right here, this weapon would break with resin, you can just bend it down, no big deal. Even the ankle right here on Shrike, I've got the metal ones and they're super heavy. So I actually have the metal one right here, and you can see I had to put a barrel underneath his foot there just to keep him from falling over. But this guy, I mean, it's amazing, and it holds paint. This is painted in clear coat. Paint doesn't crack, nothing. So I think it's pretty cool. And it's some potential stuff moving forward with Twisted. So I think that's super cool. Wanted to give a shout out to Ron Purvis. Hey, Todd, what's happening? Welcome to the fastest 30 minutes in gaming. As you can see, I'm by myself. Clearly, Todd, you are not at Adepticon either, or are you? If you are, go play some games. But I wanted to give a shout out to Ron because he laser cut me some fences for this is the cool one for my Proxon. And I'm sure looking at this, unless you have a Proxon, you have no idea how that works. Quite frankly, I didn't at first either until I played with it. But shout out to Ron for doing that. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to throw it over there on my Proxon and use it. It's right there. There's my Proxon. So that's the plan anyway. So what I want to talk about tonight is a game I've actually been looking at for a long time and just never pulled the trigger on. And that is Congo. And it's by Studio Tomahawk. There's not a lot of videos out there. There's a handful that I looked up for gameplay, but there's not a whole lot out there. But it's really cool. It's Congo Adventures. I'm going to read it here. Adventures in the Heart of Africa. So it's probably the closest I think I've ever gotten to an historical game, which is kind of weird for me because I don't generally like historicals. But the book itself, even it throws the idea out there that even though it's quote unquote historical, it's kind of more the Hollywood, Alan Quartermain kind of feel to it. So I got the book the other day, and I'm going to put my camera down on the table. I'm going to show you some of the stuff that it comes with. And whoever's watching, please jump in the comments. Let me know if you've played it, what you think as we go through it. Let's just keep the whole thing running. So needless to say, but I'm going to say it anyway, I got to buy more miniatures because I don't have any Congo related miniatures. So got to buy some of those. So without further ado, let's go ahead and switch the cameras and check out the book. All right. Tarzan Grand Adventure style. That's exactly right. That's kind of how they pitch it. So starting out with the book, the outside of the book, we'll start. Never heard of it. Well, I hadn't either, Alder. I'm trying to remember where I came across it. It was probably when I picked up Muskets and Tomahawks, which is also by Studio Tomahawk, which is French and Indian War kind of thing. So let me show you some of the stuff that we got here. I'm going to pull some of these tokens out. They've got a variety of tokens, and I'll show you a few of them just to get the flavor for them. Now, these are cardboard tokens. They're pretty good quality. They're board game quality. You know, they're fairly thick, good quality. But you got, I don't know what that one is yet. That's a face. I don't know what that one is yet. This one is for if your column has done a ranged attack. This one's for if you've done close combat, and this one is if you have moved. I don't know what that one is yet either, because I haven't made it all the way through the rule book yet. But I was super excited about the book, so I wanted to share it. Also, no measuring necessary, because we have some movement sticks. So you got, these are the two movement sticks right here, and you can see they've got the foot right there on there. And then this is the medium. I should probably flip that over so it's an M and not a W, huh? So you got the medium range shooting and the long range shooting. I'm going to take a guess because I actually just started on the close combat or the ranged combat part of the book. I'm going to guess that this shorter one is probably bows and this one is probably muskets, but don't hold me to that. Not yet anyway. Once I've read the book, you can hold me to it. But at this particular juncture, don't hold me to it. And then we got some cards. So this is a card-based game. You got a multitude of cards here. Let me sort these real quick for you. I was storing and putting away. So these, and you got these. You got 7 of these. 7 of these. 1 for each player. And so what you'll do is you'll have a hand, and you set your hand up, and then you play a series of cards. And depending on what the image is and the number, so if I screw up the rules here, just bear with me, guys. I'm mostly just telling you about the game. This is how many of your units can do the action, and this is the action that they can do. Each unit can only do 1 action. So anyway, nothing too fancy with that. You get a handful of cards. I don't remember what the other ones are for. So, but the cards are pretty good quality. The tokens are really good quality. I'll tell you one thing that's funny, though, is I'm an acrylic token junkie. Raise your hand if you too are an acrylic token junkie. But the thing about these ones is because of the whole theme of the heart of Africa, I don't think I would want acrylic tokens for this one. These ones kind of have the flavor. I would maybe go with MDF tokens or wood tokens. I think those would kind of fit the theme. So then we get to the cool part, because the rule book is always the cool part. This is a really nice rule book. It's not too huge, but it's really nice. So hardcover, because I got to have the hardcover. This is what I thought was really super cool. Let me get that situated. So this is a dangerous terrain table, laser cut MDF painted. Yes, I think they would be very flavorful for that, just because of the theme. So you've got your, let's see if I can get that in there, your jungle dangerous terrain table that you can roll on. And then you've got your savannah dangerous terrain table that you can roll on. And yes, you can get eaten by a lion. That would be so awesome. And then I really like how they did the scenarios. Now, all this stuff comes with the purchase of the rule book, all the tokens, the cards, these extra scenarios. So that's what this is. This is a scenario done up in an old newspaper style and included in the book. And I just thought that these were so dang cool. Very, very flavorful. Lots of narrative bent to the game. And there's 2 here. right? So each one's got 2. Here's another one, and another one. So you're kind of loaded down with these cool scenarios. Looking forward to trying that. Just got to get my hands on the right kind of models. Of course, I guess I don't have to. All right, so let's get into the book. We got glossy pages. So this is laid out just like a newspaper. It's very, so I want to say, let me flip the page here. So you can see the newspaper, and I want to tell you what really appealed to me about this. I thought this was a cool inclusion. This might be something that's typical for historicals. I really don't know since I don't play them. But these are the actual major expeditions in Central Africa and the paths of them. I don't know if you can really see that all that well, but like right here, this is the path of Stanley, 1874 to 77. So that's just kind of, that's cool. Like I said, the book is really nicely laid out. And so far, I'm about halfway through the actual rule book. And so far, it's laid out really nicely insofar as figuring out what the heck you're doing in the game. Beautiful miniatures. All of the ones that they use in this book are from War Games Foundry, which is probably what I'm going to try to dig up. Okay, this is the part that I wanted to get to that I thought was so great. So we open up with a little story. Now, a lot of rule books have this. They have the little story, but the writing in this is phenomenal. It's absolutely fantastic. I really loved how it was written. The other thing I liked is as it transitions from the story, so this is the story part, and then we go into the rules. It's like this person right here that's writing this is still writing the rules. And it doesn't get lost in anything. And what I mean by that is it doesn't get confusing, but the flavor of it is just phenomenal. I love how it was written. And then, of course, typical rule book, you get a little bit of history before. And it makes a point that it's really like you said, Todd, it's really trying to be more grand adventure style Tarzan. It's not trying to be historically accurate. It's just a historical period, if that makes sense. So you got stats, explains all the stats to you, which you can download the stat cards for everyone. They're free to download from the Studio Tomahawk website, as well as some reference material. So like I said, the book is really nicely laid out. It does what a typical rule book does. It tells you, if you're brand new to miniature gaming, that you need miniatures, and these are dice, and these are movement sticks, all that stuff that for the 2 of you that are watching live right now, and for probably most of you that'll click on the video, you probably do the same thing I do and skip over that part because you're pretty familiar with what your dice do. So then it's running through the rules, nothing atypical for a rule book, but like I said, nicely laid out. Has one thing that I'm a big fan of, and I remember when I really became a fan of this was in the Drowned Earth. And if I really think about it, most of the games that I really like have this as well. Twisted has it, the Drowned Earth has it in their rule books. It's these example pictures, because I think that helps alleviate a lot of confusion when you're laying out a rule book. And I know a lot of stuff has that, but some of my favorite ones do. And so that's a favorite of mine. Again, some really great pictures. I wish I could get pictures of my tables like that. But when I get that close, everything's blurry because I don't have a good camera. That's a whole nother story. Interestingly, I actually have one of these masks from when my wife went on a mission trip to Africa. So yeah, Alder, me too. I love when there's a lot of diagrams to explain the rules, to make clear everything that's going on. But here's the part. Let's see if this is this where it is. Okay, this is classifying terrain. Let me show you the other part that I really, really liked. You got some adventure stuff. Again, some more really great pictures. I can't wait to get my hands on some of these models. I think I want to go for the War Games Foundry ones just because these are the ones and they look so cool. So, okay, here we have the factions. This one cracks me up. This is the White Men Expeditions. That's the first faction, which obviously, that's your Livingstons and your Stanleys, the historical groups coming in, right? And these are all your troop choices as you're building up your columns. Then we have the Sultanate of Zanzibar, which is also pretty cool. You can see, and these are, like I said, this is the War Games Foundry sets that they have out of here, and you can find those. They're I want to say like 42 US dollars, something like that. So, typical for the number of models. However, I will say this, my all-time favorite pulp style miniature producer is Bob Murch. If you want to ever get pulp style miniatures, you got to get some Bob Murch stuff. It's just awesome. Forest Tribes. There's the other one. And then and then of course your troops. And then you have the African kingdoms. So those are your 4 factions. Pretty basic. And you can have a witch doctor too, which is pretty cool. And then we have the dangerous terrain again, just in the book. So, and the savannah as well. Here's the part I thought was cool. Okay. I know some books include this, and I know back in the day, White Dwarf did this all the time with the how to build terrain stuff, but I really like that it's included in the book. Another game that I really like, Deep Wars. Deep Wars doesn't include how to build terrain, but it has a painting guide in the back. But I thought this was really cool. Tells you how to build a little African village with some really simple stuff. See over here, he's got MDF bases, cardboard tubes, and some cheap material from Hobby Lobby or whatever. But also, he shows you. Now, I personally have a bunch of these right here. So basically the teddy bear fur mats, I've made several of them. But he actually goes through the steps and tells you how to make them. I thought that was really cool because this sort of game is very much, the terrain is very, very specific. So you want it to kind of look the part. And that kind of in a nutshell is the book. Let me flip the camera back up and let you see my lovely face. I'm just kidding. You probably don't want to, but that's okay. You're going to anyway. All right. So this is not nearly as fun without Eric. I just got to say, not nearly as fun. You guys are awesome, but it's fun when Eric is here, but he had to go and have fun at Adepticon and spend lots of money. But so that's Congo. Go check it out. Studio Tomahawk. I got a big old mess over here now to pick up and clean up, but that's okay. So that is Congo. Lots of cool stuff going on there. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about tonight, besides the KieLoKaz and Congo, was what you guys, and with this break, it kind of give an opportunity, is what for I guess interaction, even though you guys do that all the time, is what games out there do you want us to look at? Because we've been on kind of a lull with the games and have been talking more topic related. But I'm pretty sure, like I would bet some pretty solid money that when Eric gets back from Adepticon, he's going to have a lot of different games that he wants to talk about. So I'd be interested to know what you guys are interested in as far as games out there that maybe we don't know about. Both those games that we don't know about. No, I'm just kidding. But whatever it is that maybe we haven't heard of that we should check out. New tricks in the Congo book for your board building. Yes. I'm totally gonna try building those the huts. I really liked the idea. I never thought of doing the felt. It's not felt. It's material. It's just material for the roof. But it was a great idea, and I don't know why I didn't think of it, because I've done that in a bunch of different applications, but I haven't done it for a roof. So as far as new games coming up, I know for sure that Eric has one new game. And that's a roller derby game, because I actually have the game. It's by Impact Miniatures. So I know he's going to be talking about that one. So if there's any games out there you guys want to talk about. And as usual, I'm kind of mixing things up. I'm going to talk about a little bit of what I've been working on here on the tail end too. But as usual, I got to talk about Twisted, because what would an episode of Indie Invasion Shorts be without talking a little bit about Twisted, right? Or a whole lot about Twisted. And if you guys are in the Coastal Con group, or if you're in the Twisted group, you will see that I have hit a milestone, and I'm so happy about it. So I have painted every single model that is in the Twisted line. Ding, there you go. I knew somebody would have my back. We're a small crowd tonight, but that's okay. We're a lively crowd. Yes, I have painted every single model that is currently in the line. However, there might be some new stuff coming down the pipe. And I wanted to take this opportunity to say something. Achievement unlocked. Yeah, I don't know what that achievement is. Good video by Knights of Dice where he tries different material on the roof, and towels actually look great. Yeah, I've used paper towels before. Paper towels are super helpful. You can do a lot of stuff. I did my sewer board with paper towels. I did. Let me throw some of those comments up there so that the people coming after can actually see them. But they do all kinds of stuff. Also, like if you want to see some really good stuff with paper towels and cheap Dollar Tree toilet papers, you can check out DM Scotty on YouTube. He's got some fantastic videos as well. But I wanted to come in and share this because I think I'm permitted to at this point. So I want to share it. So long way off from painting all years older. Well, come on, man, get busy so you can be ready for Adepticon next year, and you can fly out to Adepticon next year, and we'll all hook up and play some games. So as you guys know, Alan at Discover Games and myself have been working alongside with Pete and Sebastian, trying to get more Twisted over here in the States and get it kind of out there a little bit more. Well, they kind of have invited us along to kind of come on board with them, which I think is super cool. So we're kind of Twisted USA. So yes, I get to see all the new stuff before it comes out, and that's probably my most favorite part is I get to see the stuff early. And I might share little tiny pictures of some of the new early stuff and give you some sneak peeks of all of that kind of fun stuff. But so I'm super excited about that. If you guys aren't subscribed to the Twisted YouTube channel, I'd really appreciate it if you could go over there and subscribe to that too, because I'm going to be posting over there as well. Because that way, Indie Invasion, I can stop making Eric ring the bell all the time. Oh no need to worry about the NDA. I don't want to tell you anyway. I just want to share secrets, little sneak peeks, just little ones, like the ones that I shared in the Facebook group. Actually, is some little snippets of some stuff that's coming out. But it's really exciting stuff coming out. And this, I don't know if you guys have really looked at any of the KieLoKaz stuff that's coming up, but it's super. I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know if it's ultimately what's going to happen or not, but I think it's amazing. And with the flexibility that I showed you guys with these guys, as much flexibility as that is, at some point tonight, I'm not sure what point they're going live. They might even be live right now, but KieLoKaz is going to go live from Adepticon. And they have a new, what did they call it? CO-Res. Oh, I can't remember what they called it, but it's a stiffer form of the material that they're currently using, so that you don't have quite as much flexibility, which is, I think that's super cool. I think that's amazing. Anyway, that's kind of all I have for tonight, guys. It was kind of a impromptu because I wasn't sure if I was going to go on without Eric. And it's also my anniversary with my wife. But before you guys think I'm a dirtbag, she works nights and she just got off work, so she's actually asleep. So she's trying to recover from her night shifts. So I'm not a jerk husband who is doing my Indie Invasion show instead of my anniversary. She's asleep. But so I wasn't sure if I was going to do it. So that's about all I have for tonight. And I think this may be the first time ever that I'm going to come in under 30 minutes, but it's making up for all the times that we go over 30 minutes, right? But anyway, thanks guys for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. Be thinking about Eric while he's up at Adepticon, that he doesn't spend too much of his money while he's up there. Because for those of you who have been to Adepticon or any of the big conventions, Man, it's tough. That that impulse buying is what gets all of us in the gaming world, right? And we're all guilty of that. So don't forget, guys, you can check us out on all the regular places, the YouTube and our podcast over on Podbean, and Fastest 30-ish. Hobby hangout again sometime soon. That's a good idea, Alder. I think we'll try to get one on for next month. Let me talk to Eric when he gets back, and let's try to do one of those next month, probably towards the end. But let's try to get that on the calendar. I think that's a great idea. I appreciate you throwing that out there. Also, make sure you head on over, check out our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Most importantly, go check out the Discord, because there's always cool stuff going on over there. And don't forget all about Redbubble, so you can get your Indie Invasion coffee cup. Mine is over there, so I can't show you today. And your Indie Invasion hat and t-shirt and all that good fun stuff. And guys, when you're out there playing your games and having way too much fun, don't forget to prepare yourself for the invasion. We will catch you next time.